tell me, when you moved to Croatia, I saw some pictures of you like doing the van life. How did that
Yeah.
work?
Yeah. So when I came, like moved here full time because of COVID and Brexit, I took the residency and stuff. I spent the first winter here, and I was a little bit bored at times. And I had vans in Australia. I lived in a van. Like I said, in the UK, I had a van. So I started to look online. I wanted a car originally. I didn't want a van. I wasn't thinking about getting a van. I was looking to buy an old school Mercedes, like a really old one.
Like from the hippie era. Like I know that's a
Yeah,
Volkswagen, right?
yeah, that's a VW. Yeah, yeah. I just wanted like an old school Mercedes car. I thought they were so
Oh.
cool, and I was looking on Nishkalo, and yeah, up came. I typed in Mercedes, and up came this van, and okay, this looks okay. This looks pretty good, and I tried to call the guy. Again, it was a gut feeling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Normally, I'm imming and amming whether I should call someone or not. I was like, you know what? I'm going to call him. Called him straight away, and I said like, "Govešli Engleska," and no, boom, just put the phone down. I went, okay, well, here we go. So I got my boss, my good friend as well, to call up for me, and he spoke with him, and it was this old guy up in Rijeka, so far from Split, 4 hours from Split. And he said, yeah, he still has it. He's not using it so much anymore. Everything's good, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we can come take a look at it if we want. So my friend said to me, like, I can take you there if you want, but it's far. So let's be prepared if we're going to buy it or not. So think about it. So
yeah,
I took a day or two just to think about it. And again, I just said, let's go look at it. And yeah, we got there. He'd done his best to make it into a camper van. He didn't do too bad of a job, have to give him a shout out. Mane Drobac, his name was. I don't know if I'm allowed to say people's names on here, but
sure, yeah, we'll leave his Instagram.
He smoked a lot of cigarettes. He had like the orange mustache, and just this old Croatian guy who didn't speak any English. So Ante, my friend, was doing all of the negotiations and everything like that. We took it for a test drive. The lights weren't working, loads of little things like this, but it had some charm to it. So I decided to buy it there and then. And yeah, that's sort of how the camper life in Croatia sort of started again. And I fixed it up and made it good. And yeah, I've been touring around sort of in the van. And then that's kind of when sort of Red Bull then reached out to me, because they seen that as well and offered me like a opinion leader position. So yeah, writing articles for them about Croatia and stuff now. And Croatia through my eyes, basically, the eyes of a tourist. So yeah.
Nice. Do they tell you where to go with the van, or are they like, oh yeah, just go and tell us how it was?
It's just down to me. Just whenever I want to write article, I'll write an article for them, and sort of, I think they sort of noticed from my TikTok that you've seen the videos, a lot of people were commenting on these videos. Where is this? Where? Oh my God, I live in Croatia. I never knew about this. I was going to the places off the beaten track where it wasn't just the tourist hotspot. So, yeah, I think that's why they sort of got involved, and yeah, that's why it went from there. So yeah, I'm just doing that.
Sorry, man. I feel that's a fair point. I think that a lot of people just know for like 3 places, like Dubrovnik, Split, Zadar, maybe the Plitvice lakes. And recently
exactly.
They probably heard about Zagreb, and that's like 4 or 5 places.
Exactly, yeah. And there's so many nice places here which are really, really beautiful and don't sort of get the credit they deserve, But just while you're on the topic of Plitvice, one of the last articles I wrote was about Plitvice, because I'd never been there, because I assumed it was a tourist trap and overrated. But oof, man, it's one of the nicest national park. Well, I'm going to say the nicest national park I've ever been to. I went there in October and it was perfect. All the leaves were turning orange. Yeah. The color reflections were insane, and the park was pretty much empty. You could just walk around. It's a magical place. You have to visit if you're
I haven't visited in a few years now, and last time we were coming to Croatia, I was like, all right, we're going to do it. We're going to go to Plitvice Lakes, and we wanted to take a few friends, rent a car and just go there. And we couldn't organize ourselves because people were working in different shifts and different days, and we couldn't get the whole day off for all three like couples to go, so we kind of canceled it. So that's still on my to-do list for next time. But what I wanted to recommend you is, like, have you ever seen them during winter when everything's frozen?
No, I didn't. That's when I want to go. I would love to, but it's been very warm here, man. We haven't had much ice or snow. So I know a friend who went recently thinking that would be the case, and they said no, there was nothing. So
but that's amazing, something amazing to see, like, because most people know them during summer, when everything's green, and they're just completely different.
I have to go. I want to try. I think I'll struggle to get there in the summer, but I would love to see it every season. So winter, autumn, and spring. I think that would be cool, just to see it throughout the year at different stages and how it looks.
Yeah, that would be an amazing TikTok video at the end, like a compilation of all the photos.
I should do the same video at each point of the year.
Yeah. And then at the end, like all four together. Yeah, that's a good idea. Can you like, if you're going with a camper there, like, can you stay on Plitvice? Like, is there a place where you can eat,
I think they have some campsites up there. Yeah, they have some campsites for sure. I think when I was driving past the time I was there, I seen a couple of signs and stuff for campsites. So I think they have, but I imagine they're not so cheap. We get a lot of German people over here in their campers. So
talk to me about that, because I kind of don't know how it works from the financial side. Like, how expensive or cheap is living the van camper life in Croatia?
Because I'm not doing it full time, like, because I have the apartment and stuff, I'm sort of like just more like doing trips for a few days at a time. But I've met loads of people who are traveling through Europe and on their way down, and they said they've never sort of had any issues, especially like spring, autumn sort of time of year. When the tourists are here, I think the police are a little bit more on it for where you're camping, and if you're wild, especially if you're camping wild, like where you shouldn't be, or in car parks and stuff. But I think if you were to do it in a camper van and go to all the campsites, it's not too bad prices. I think it's around like 15 euros a night at a campsite. So it's, it's not sort of too bad at all. I think it adds up when there's more of you and the size of your van and stuff like that. But for me, I try to just, when I can, go away, and if I can find somewhere where I don't need to pay, better. But if not, then, like, this time of year, there's no campsites open. So what are you supposed to do,
Yeah. What's the law actually on that? Can you just go into nature and leave it somewhere? Like,
I don't think so. I think in Croatia it's illegal, maybe. But I think everywhere says it's illegal, but everyone does it. What's the difference between you sleeping in your van in a car park versus like a lorry driver sleeping in his lorry? It's the same. But I think I understand where it gets difficult. Imagine like you had this beautiful house and below you there's a small car park, and every night there's new people coming in camper vans, and I understand that's why they have to keep on top of it, otherwise it does become that. But I leave no trace wherever I go. I take everything with me, and one night and then I'm off again. So
leave only footprints, take only memories, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think in the UK they've got a bad problem with people leaving a lot of trash and stuff behind, which it sucks. Why would you do that? It ruins it for everyone. So
yeah, I agree on that one. Yeah. All right. Cool. Because I'm asking because I'm thinking about doing like I never done a whole like Croatia coast tour, and like I've driven through it like hundreds of times, but never done it like that, and I really want to do it something like that, like renting a van, like camper, even with the car, just like going and there's a cool beach, let's stop there, go for a swim, go out, have a coffee somewhere. Croatians and their coffee.
That's the way to do it for sure. Yeah. If anyone's thinking about getting a van, I 100% recommend it.
How much would a van cost, like approximately?
Depends what you're looking at. Like I picked up mine for a pretty good price. I think I paid like just over 4,000 euros or something for mine, but it's old. It's 2003. So yeah, I think it all sort of depends on what you're looking at, what you want, and these kind of things. Yeah, I think
Makes
that's
sense.
the only, that's the only way to sort of describe it.
I would also use the advantage of, like, I know that Croatia has a lot of festivals in like small places all over, and then this month there's like once here, once there, once here, you know, and then if you're only staying at one place, if you rent an apartment in, let's say, Zadar, then you kind of missing out on all the places, you know. But if you're mobile like that with a van, I'm sure that you can be like on another festival every day or two.
Exactly. Yeah, you could do it for sure. Yeah, that's one beauty of having the van. You know, you can sort of just bounce around and go to the next place. And
I definitely have to do that. When I'll be doing it, I'll definitely contact you again for some more advice.
You have to hit me up. We can come take some pictures of you.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the full version, go to the Uncle Gold Podcast YouTube channel or watch the next clip.